Shout out Q. 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 Shout out Q.
Christian Dinges joining me, a junior on the John Handley Judges Boys Basketball team. First and foremost, appreciate your time. Early on in the season, we'll get to that in a second, but just take me through what it's like getting back into the swing of things in this high school season.
Uh, it was hard in the off season. We got together. Shoot, we looking good this season.
How'd the off season go for you in terms of what Coach Harrell-Zook says? This is a 365-day-a-year program in a sense. What is that like, being together with the guys and getting playing opportunities throughout the course of the summer?
It was good. Got to bond with our new teammate. Came from Canada. Yeah.
Absolutely. So early on in the season, obviously some pretty good numbers getting put up. Big one against Brentsville, and then defeating Huguenot in the showcase. Just take me through what you liked yourself and just collectively as the team.
I think that we moved the ball a lot, played together as a team, and got big numbers up.
And last but not least, just take me through collectively what you're looking forward to most yourself as you move on through the course of this season.
Shoot, just playing hard. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just all about ball, am I right?
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, really appreciate your time on the podcast, and best of luck to you this season.
Thank you.
Kyren Oglesby joins me, a man that Coach Zach Harrell-Zook mentioned has gotten some offers in this past offseason as well. First and foremost, obviously not where you wanted to be, not getting to the mountaintop, falling to Charlottesville in the playoffs. But after that loss, just after coming into the offseason, which Coach Harrell-Zook preaches, your 365-day-a-year program, how did it feel just jumping back in, and what have you worked on like the most getting set for this season?
I mean, honestly, I've just been working on my conditioning and just being able to play the whole game without fouling, because I feel like a lot of the times I would, when I would get tired, I would start to foul. So just conditioning and getting my shot better and just honestly just polishing up my game. I've spent a lot of time in the gym, getting up shots with my brother and conditioning and all that. So yeah, that's one of the main things I worked on this off season.
In terms of chemistry, being together with the guys, maybe not a lot of off season, if you will. How huge is that coming into this season, knowing how you all play, how you all operate in a sense?
I mean, it's great. Like there's always in practice and games. I'll always know where Will's spots are, where Javon's spots are. That's just us. We've been playing with each other for so long. So like, it's just great to have chemistry at all times, because you always know where somebody's at and where everybody's best spots on the court are to score.
Yeah, absolutely. So just looking at this team 2 games in, obviously a big win over Brentsville and defeating Huguenot in the Handley Showcase. Just sort of take me through what really stood out to you collectively about your team after all the work you put in this offseason.
I mean, that honestly, we still come in. Some people come in to work out mornings, nights, and they're still at practice giving 110% when we're still with the team. And then when they're on their own, getting their game better, they're still giving 110% at all times. So it's just like everybody's sacrificing at all times, no matter what. If that's sleep or just maybe your body hurts, they'll still be up here at the gym and getting up shots. I'm sure you'll find somebody on our team at any time of the night or any time of the day after school hours getting up shots at all times.
Yeah, Coach Zach Harrell-Zook mentioned morning and evening, there's some sort of opportunity to practice. And again, the work ethic that he embodies, the fact that he wants to see clean basketball. If you make a mistake, you're going to owe for it.
Mm-hmm.
And how does that help that he holds you to such a high standard?
I mean, it helps very well, because when the level that we all want to play at, coaches are not just going to let you mess up and just be like, okay, like it's all right. They're going to be getting on you at all times. If you mess up, miss somebody that's wide open, turn the ball over, miss a box out, they're going to be on you at all times. So it's just always good to have a coach that will get on you for that, but it's also not getting on you so much where it's like, dang, I don't know what to do in the next play. It's you can do this. You're too good of a player to be doing that, and then to come down the next play and get it back for your brothers.
So with the mindset that coach has that this is essentially 365-day-a-year program. You get numerous opportunities to play in invite-only events, what have you. In that regard, you know Coach's system, you know what he runs.
Mhm.
Getting to this point, is it just like a refresher week in and week out, getting set for the rest of the season?
I mean, honestly, a lot of us, no disrespect to any of the teams, but we've just been taking it as conditioning just to get back in shape. And honestly, I mean, honestly, I've just been taking it as conditioning, just getting back in the basketball shape, and competing against other people besides the people we go against in practice. But like, yeah, it's just been good to be able to win these 2 games and be able to get in shape. And when we hit the stretch of our schedule where we're really going to need it, it's those first couple games of us going hard, even when we're up by 30 points, still pressing, still giving 110% on defense. It's really going to pay off, and it's going to show whenever we get to the midseason.
Last but not least, Kyren, just what are you looking forward to most come the rest of this season ahead?
Honestly, it's just getting better bonds with my teammates. I mean, we're all great friends, but just building on that and just being able to win. That's honestly all I'm worried about, is just winning, getting wins, and just playing together and having fun, honestly.
Kyren Oglesby here at John Handley High School, as the boys are 2-0 so far in this early season. Really appreciate your time, brother, and best of luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Will Braun-Duin now joining me here at Handley High School. My friend, coming in this program as a freshman, you've put up a tremendous amount of numbers. Just take me through what it's like transferring from a private school to getting into high school basketball and having the season you did. Obviously not where you wanted to be, but how did it feel just having such a successful season in your mind?
It was different, but it was also what I expected. I knew coming in that I had the talent to do good things and put up great numbers. So it was more just about showing up every day and just making it happen.
Absolutely. And with that comes sort of attention around you, if you will, numerous articles, interviews, stuff. During the season, how do you sort of like tune out that noise so you can be the best at your craft in a sense?
Yeah, I mean, it's tuning out the noise is definitely something you need to do. The best way to do it is just remind yourself that you're not where you want to be. So like the praise at the high school level is not the praise that I want to get. I want to be able to go to the next level and get praise, and then go to the next level and be a standout and get articles. So I just put it in perspective that I'm living in a small town in Winchester, and if you really put it in perspective, it reminds you to keep on working hard.
Absolutely. So just take me through, obviously, into your quote unquote off season, getting a lot of invite only opportunities at tournaments. Coach Harrell-Zook mentioned after your season. Just take me through what that was like, just continuing to play and work on your craft, in a sense, getting set for this point in the season.
So yeah, obviously I go down and I play for Boo Williams, which is EYBL, and that's just a huge part of who I am. And it's a lot of fun to play there, and it prepares me, and it's a different animal than around here. So when you are competing against those type of guys weekend in, weekend out, when you come back here, it is almost like a slower game. So you can see it a little bit differently. And then when we played in June, we played a lot of teams that win state titles and win private school titles from North Carolina and from Virginia. So we played the best of the best. We lost some, we won some, but we got that experience. And then when we got into the off season, we took the stuff that we needed to work on from June, and we just drilled it, and we took a step back, and we went into the details. So now when we're in season, we can go full speed hard, and we know what we need to do. It's just about executing it every single time.
How does that help in your mind, knowing that you're together so much with the off-season work that you're putting in with games, etc., in sort of fine-tuning it come this point, so you sort of have an understanding of what Coach Harrell-Zook expects from this program, and it's sort of just like muscle memory, if I'm on the right track?
Yeah, we definitely have an understanding and muscle memory, but I would go a step further and say that it gives us – there's no excuses for not knowing what we do. You've had all the opportunities to know how we play and to know the standard. So if you don't do the standard, it's a punishable offense. There's no I didn't know. There's no I haven't been here long enough. Like everyone's had the reps. We've put in so much work and we've been together so much. Like if you don't know, that's on you.
Absolutely. So just take a look at the first 2 games, obviously putting up some high numbers in the first game against Brentsville and then defeating Huguenot. What really impressed you about those 2 games early on this season?
I think that we shared the ball well. We ran in transition a lot. We didn't turn it over as much as we did last year, so those are all good things. And then I think we were efficient. We took good shots. Like we just played really good basketball, but we need to keep building on it.
Absolutely. So the video before the Handley showcase, obviously, just take me through what that was like having some of those NBA superstars from back in the day, sort of in a produced video like that, wishing Handley a good season. Just what does that mean to have players like that shining spotlight on Handley High School in a sense?
Yeah, dude, that's super cool. Like it's easy to be like, oh man, that's corny or whatever, but like no, it's not corny. Like those are NBA legends and people who made all-star teams that like know the team we are and like we're willing to take 30 seconds out of their day to wish us good luck and to see they were rooting for us. So that's awesome, and that just is a little bit extra, like gives you a little extra edge that like, hey, like not only do we work hard, like we got what it takes, and we got the juice. Yeah.
And well, last but not least, just what are you looking forward to most as this season progresses? And talk about the competition in this district because I know year in and year out, the Northwestern District seems to be a very tough, competitive district.
Yeah, we want to go 8-0 in the district. Like I don't think there's any team that should be able to run with us, and I just personally think that it should be 8-0 in the district, and you move on to bigger things. So that's what I want to see. And then that's not to say that it's not going to be hard. Like there's going to be times where we get knocked out or where things get hard, and I just want to see us like work together and build each other up, and things get hard, build back stronger.
Absolutely. Will Braun-Duin here at Handley High School, a tremendous first season and on track for some greater things. Really appreciate your time, buddy, and best of luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
John Handley Boys Basketball joining me, the head coach of Handley Boys, Zach Harrell-Zook. First and foremost, thanks for having the podcast out today. I know a couple games in, we'll get to it, but you're highly involved, highly ingrained within the basketball community. It's just not Handley basketball from winter to the new year. You're doing this year round. So I would ask you, how'd your off season go? But I'm going to rephrase, how'd your off season go with being out of high school sports?
Sure. Like me personally, or in terms of like out of season basketball?
Yeah, out of season basketball, because I know you're still working nonstop, taking the kids to different opportunities and stuff. Sort of touch on that is what I'm trying to get at.
Sure. Yeah. It's flown by, but this is year 5 for me now. But the day I accepted the job, I said that this is going to be a program that's run 365 days out of the year. That's what we've been doing, and the kids are starting to see the fruits of that labor. We had, Will Braun-Duin get 3 Division I offers this summer through some of the live period events that we were playing in. We had Kyren Oglesby, Christian Dinges get high-level NAIA offers. I've got Division I coaches currently reaching out about, Oglesby, Dinges, Braun-Duin, and then a lot of other coaches reaching out about some of our other guys from the opportunities that we did. So as a coach, when I have a group of players that tell me that they have aspirations to play in college, I take that very seriously. But also from a program perspective, we take advantage of opportunities to play extremely tough, talented programs in the off season to help prepare us for the winter. My old coach, Coach Mankich, used to always say, there comes a time when the winter asks you what you did all spring, summer, and fall, and everyone knows what Handley's been doing, and we've been getting after it.
A program that's running 365 days a year, in a sense, I know you probably give your players some rest opportunities as well, but how does that help when it comes to high school season? Because you have your players together pretty much year round with some of the events you're in and whatnot. And can you touch on some of the events that you've been able to participate in over the summer?
Yeah, so we were invited to for the second straight year the North Carolina Live Period event, which had close to over 100 coaches attending, over 45 plus Division I coaches, and it's a high level event. It's invite only. You have to have players that are able to compete at that level and are actively being recruited by the coaches and teams of that level, and so we're fortunate to be able to go down there and compete. And at those events, we played high level North Carolina schools that. Lake Norman, we played, high-level North Carolina public schools that compete at a very high level year in, year out. We played Farmville, which has won like 8 straight state titles in North Carolina. So, and then you come to the fall where we get invited to the CBG Live Series, and you're going and you're playing John Marshall, and you're going and you're playing Westfield. So when you've played John Marshall and you compete against those guys, and come Saturday when you play Huguenot, Huguenot's a really good team in Class 4, but you've played against John Marshall, and you've played against Westfield, you've played against Farmville, like you've already played a lot of really talented teams and really tough teams, so you have that experience going in. It's always been my thought process, the way that I coach, is that the off season and practices should be harder than the games you play in the season, and that's how we operate.
Yeah, so in these tournaments, you do obviously looking at your team and about them because, I know in those events, probably every game matters in your mind, but you're not fighting for a region championship, a state championship. So you're getting a chance to look at the product you have on the court come this season. How huge is that for that opportunity? You and your team get to play and stuff like this against high-level opponents to get you set for the start of this season.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a competitive advantage that we want to capitalize on and continue to capitalize on. I have a strong feeling we'll be in the DMV Capital Summer League this upcoming off season, which is absolutely huge. Get to play against some of the WAC schools and some of the top private schools in the country and be respectable at those events. And it's like when we played John Marshall this fall. I told the guys, like, hey, this is a 40-minute game, and we're going to see, how long can you drag this thing out? How long can you battle with these guys? And, after 11 and a half minutes, we're up 19-16. They're calling timeouts, and you're earning respect. You're playing the best of the best, and so it's a competitive advantage that we want to continue to take care of. But it's just everything that goes into running a first class program. It's having fast sports performance training, train your guys in the off season. It's utilizing professional sports performance enhancement training. It's getting in the gym every morning before school to shoot like we do. It's running practices that are harder than the games, and it's we played close to 40 games in June between the live period events, the summer league that we host, Liberty team camp, and some other college team camps that we went to. So it's definitely a competitive advantage that we like to take advantage of, and it's just just us getting down and working. It's the only thing I know what to do is just try to outwork everybody.
Yeah, so looking closer in, your players getting set, a couple games in, obviously, but these players you mentioned, Oglesby, Braun-Duin, getting offers. Braun-Duin's a sophomore and young player that has a lot more years with your program. Just walk me through what it's like having your players get these offers and what it means to you. Sort of like hard work pays off in a sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I've known Will since third grade. Started working with him in third grade. I've known Kyren for a long time, and started seeing him and working with him in his middle school years. Same thing with Christian and Briscoe and some of the others. But yeah, it speaks volumes about I take it very seriously when those guys tell me that that's what they want to do. I'm fortunate to have the connections that I do at the next level, and I'm fortunate enough to have players that when you do recommend them to a coach, they can go out and get it done and back up your word. So everybody plays a part in that. But yeah, it's definitely something that is special and makes this place special. And Will had those prior to entering his sophomore year of high school. So it's really impressive. What our other guys did this summer is super impressive as well, and we're just excited to continue to grow.
So in terms of team chemistry on and off the court with your program running as much as it does, how huge is that sort of all the players, and I haven't really looked, but maybe some younger guys coming up, but for the most part, your players know how you operate, how you want things done with this Handley basketball program. So just take me through what that's like, having a close connection with all of your players this season.
Yeah, so it's the most important thing we could do. The only thing, this is a special group of kids, a talented group of kids, and having team chemistry, camaraderie, and a culture where they're loving each other and playing for each other and through each other is ultimately what's most important. So we spend a lot of time together as is. I mean, we, like I said, getting in here before the school to get shots up, running practice, film sessions, weights, all the professional stuff we do with fast. Like they spend a lot of time together, but that's all centered around basketball. And so we try to also spend time outside of basketball, and doing things as a team and doing things socially and interacting with each other because ultimately, that's what's going to make a team, even more special than they are and be able to put them over the top is if they all truly love another. We are a brother's keeper and we act and play and love each other like a brotherhood.
So last season, obviously not getting to where you wanted, falling to Charlottesville in the playoffs, but overall, a lot of success your Handley Boys team had just come the high school season. How do you look at the season last year and take away some of those positives and work around it with your summer league, fall league, what have you, all the work that you've been putting in making a full product this season upcoming in terms of trying to put the best product out there and try to make it all the way to the top?
Yeah, so one of the quotes up in our locker room is Tony Bennett. It's one of the pillars of our program, and that's adversity and resilience. And the quote is, if you use adversity the right way, it'll buy you a ticket to a place you couldn't have gone before without it. So the message to the team is maybe you needed to lose at Charlottesville. But maybe that's what this team needed. Maybe that's what our destiny was. We needed that. We needed that fire. We needed that burn to come back this all season, come back this season, and look to change the outcome because it's not going to be given to you. You have to earn it. And so I think it sparked the fire in these guys to, try to do everything in their power to get better and become better as a program. And I was proud of the effort that they put out on the floor last year. And, to go 18-6 with, starting freshmen, 3 sophomores was impressive for them. And I was proud of them. Ultimately, as a team, we fell short of our goals. But it made us better in the long run, and I feel we're better today because of that experience, and we're excited for the season.
So you mentioned a younger team last year, some more experience this year. But in terms of a younger team, who's really stepping up as leaders for your program? Because as a head coach, I know you can only do so much when it comes to Handley basketball.
Yeah, Kyren, Oglesby has really been stepping up this year and taking ownership in his role. And, obviously, Will continuing to lead. And Javon Briscoe has really been speaking up and taking leadership into his own hands and trying to talk more. And I've been really proud of those guys. And, also having 3 seniors and Brendan Campbell, Jay Sean Offit, Logan Ambrose. Anytime you have seniors in the mix is going to be able to give a voice that's been around for a while, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. Jay Sean's a guy that's going to play Division I football. So he has the right mindset and approaches every day with a great work ethic and leadership skills. And so he brings a lot to the table for us as well.
Absolutely. So getting into the start of the season, you had a game against Brentsville, pretty lopsided, easily securing that victory. In a game like that first game, I mean, it's probably really great to see your team go out and put up 97 points. But in a game like that, are you sort of looking to see where you can plug and play some of your younger guys when the game's sort of out of hand and you have more flexibility in a sense?
Sure. I mean, I'm really just looking for habit building. I don't care who we're playing. The expectation is to box out every single play. The expectation is to dive on the floor for a loose ball. The expectation is to take a charge if a charge is able to be taken at that point in the game, right? The expectation is to take good shots. Like we have a shot selection scoring system, and we value different types of shots. And the expectation is to take good shots and not take bad shots. And so really I'm looking for the execution of good habits and building elite habits that championship teams need to succeed. So you can do that in any game regardless of who the opponent is. And so that's really what we're looking for, and we expect that of anybody that we put in the game.
And next up, the Handley Showcase. First and foremost, as a head coach who's been here so long, what does it mean to have the Handley Showcase run through Handley High School and see a lot of great competition out there?
Yeah, it's a great event that the head coach Jason Toten started, when he was here, and we've looked forward to continuing that showcase on in his honor. And it gives us a great opportunity to play a tough team that we feel simulates the type of team that we would see in the postseason. We feel like Huguenot can simulate, the type of style of play that a Charlottesville, EC Glass, GW Danville, Amherst, those type of schools play, so that if you are fortunate enough to get that far and you do play those teams, you've got experience with the style of play and the type of game plan that you have to go out and execute in order to beat a team like that. And credit to our guys this past Saturday to following the game plan absolutely to perfection. I mean, we were prepared for a dogfight that came down to the wire, and they executed so well that we won the game by close to 30 points.
Absolutely. So Huguenot obviously getting the win. But before that, you had sort of a tribute video I want you to sort of touch on for your players. I know Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas, was up there on your video board. Can you just touch on what that was like and sort of the behind the scenes, how that was able to be produced and how that happened?
Sure, yeah. I'll start with that. Handley is a very, very, very special place. Anybody that doesn't acknowledge that doesn't live in reality. Right, so Handley's a special place, which means we have special people that have come through here, and Darion Robinson and Kyle Murph are two of those. So Darion and Kyle have a podcast through Entirely Media called Entirely NBA, and so they are two alumni. Played for Coach Dixon, and they've done incredibly well. I highly encourage anyone to subscribe and follow. They interview some of some of the best in the NBA, to former guys to current guys, and so they have a network of connections, obviously, and they were able to, get in touch with some guys like Dwight Howard, Matt Barnes, Gilbert Arenas. We've been in touch with Paul George and Kyrie Irving and some others that we're looking forward to maybe getting another message out later in the season. But just super cool for our guys and our players and our fans to see that, see alumni doing special things and see our guys. See their faces lit up when they see that video, and Dwight Howard's former NBA MVP and NBA champion, Gilbert Arenas and Matt Barnes. You see Matt Barnes up there guarding Kobe, and it's just awesome for those guys. And like I said, Handley's a special place, and that's just what happens when you're at a place like this. Special things happen.
A special place indeed, Handley is. Just look at the architecture, the history, and your season so far. So far, 2-0 with a win against Brentsville Huguenot. Just sort of overall, what are you looking to see come the rest of this season, just in general?
Yeah, the formation of elite habits. Like we have to win the rebound battle. We have to win the turnover battle. We have to win the game at the foul line. Right, and we have to take better shots. We have to take good shots, force bad shots. Like that's what basketball games come down to. You can go and you can look at close to tens of thousands of games in college basketball and look at the analytics. If a team won the turnover battle, the free throw battle, and the rebounding battle, they have a 97% chance to win the game. And so you are what you emphasize. And we emphasize turnovers. We emphasize rebounds. And we emphasize knocking shots down at the foul line. And we emphasize that every day in practice. If you have a turnover, automatic penalty. It's either push-ups or go push the plate. If you give up an offensive rebound, automatic deduction of points on the board, right? Push-ups or push the plate. You want water? Got to make 2 free throws in a row before you get it. 2 minutes on the clock. So we emphasize those things every day, and the goal is for that, to become part of our culture, right? And culture is a big buzzword, but culture is not what you say; it's what you do and what you enforce, right? And so those are things that we're enforcing every day. Those are things we're doing every day, and that's what our identity has to become: a team that takes care of the ball, doesn't turn it over, but forces the other team to do so. A team that doesn't give up offensive rebounds, but gets offensive rebounds at will. Right? We want to rebound a third of our misses. We want 33% of our misses to be gathered and corralled, and we feel like gives us the best chance to win the game.
Always a pleasure catching up with the head coach of the Handley Boys Basketball team, Zach Harrell-Zook. 2-0 so far this season, but looking forward to working with you all season. Appreciate you having the podcast out today.
Absolutely, Josh. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing.